done this segment in a while, but it's very important to me that right now I have got a new entry into the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame.
Oh my God, I'm here. I'm here for this.
We're here. We've got a new Hall of Fame entry today.
Thank you so much. Is it me?
No. I mean, you're a friend of the show, which is as good as the Hall of Fame. I've never met this man. I've met you plenty, and I know definitively that you're.
I don't belong in the Hall of Fame. But what about this guy?
No, I was going to say I know definitively you are a great man, but you need to take one additional step higher to equal the greatness of the man I'm putting in the Hall of Fame today. I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen his face. I have only heard his voice. Literally anytime I've got the blues, I can just pop on this YouTube clip, and it brings me so much joy. I legitimately think that what you're about to hear is the best piece of audio ever. And to set this up, here's what you need to know. About, probably 15 years ago, right around the genesis of YouTube, the Jimmy Dean Sausage Corporation. This is why I wanted to do this with you, Ben, because you're a resident of Tennessee, and of course, Jimmy Dean Sausage.
Am I being pigeonholed or held up as a?
No, I think.
Is this good or bad?
It's great. I'm saying if there's anybody who can, really, really speak to the quality of the Jimmy Dean product and everything like that, it's going to be Dr. Ben Sawyer, because you're a Tennessee guy, Jimmy Dean, Tennessee guy. I guess what I'm dancing around here is around 2006, 2007.
Take it back.
The Jimmy Dean Sausage Company used to feature a 16-ounce roll of sausage. That was their standard roll, was 16 ounces. That's 1 pound if you're American. 16-ounce roll. And then at some point, they changed it. So now their standard size is a scant 12 ounces.
What is this?
And look, here's the reality of capitalism is that we just have to take it. They switch from a 16 ounce to a 12 ounce. What are you going to do? You're less than dirt. We're Jimmy Dean.
I thought the reality of capitalism was that if I worked really hard, I could have all the sausage and no one else could have any.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. But my point is, one man refused to take this lying down. One man, one voice alone in the wilderness refused to bend to the whims of the evil Jimmy Dean Company.
Oh, man.
And that man introduces himself at the beginning of this video. His name is Randy Taylor.
Hell yeah, it is. It wasn't before it is now.
Based on what he says, we can gather that he's from Texas. He eats a tremendous amount of breakfast, and his family is huge. He has raised a brood of physically large beings. And he's mad that they downsized his standard roll of sausage. And so what did he do about it? The only thing you really can do about it.
He just bought 2 of them.
No. He was unhappy with that. He did not want to just buy 2 of them. He did the only thing he can do, which is he looked on the back of that package, and there's a 1-800 number there.
All right.
And that 1-800 number, he called it, and he left a message, and we really have to thank 2 people. One of them is Randy Taylor. The other one is nameless. But
whoever you are, whoever released
this audio, you are a god, because I can imagine you've brought happiness. I can say for a fact you've brought me happiness. Every time I listen to this, it makes me happy. You've brought happiness to millions of people with this piece of audio, and Ben Sawyer has never heard this before. So
I know.
We're gonna all react. You can find this very easily on YouTube by simply looking up the phrase Jimmy Dean Sausage Complaint. It will come right up. It's the first result. It has 1.9 million views.
Well,
okay, and
fixing to have way more. Let's do this. Let's make him famous, Rivers.
Oh yeah. Well, he don't need our help at all. But this is the Jimmy Dean.
Getting it. He's getting our help.
This is Randy Taylor's Jimmy Dean Sausage Complaint.
Randy Taylor, I don't know where you people come from. I don't know if you test your products, your quantity of your products. Your products are very delicious. Love your sausage for 30-something years, but I can't take and feed a family of 5 on a little 12-ounce roll of sausage. I don't mind paying you more money for your 16-ounce roll of sausage, but you don't have it anymore. You've got a 12-ounce roll, and you've got 3 men that weigh over 200 pounds apiece, a woman that's a little plump Scotch girl, and a daughter who's 13, and you're going to try to take a 12-ounce roll of sausage.
Wait. He's like 2 men who weigh over 200 pounds.
He's giving his stats. It's like the NFL Combine. He's giving the stats of his family, and they're all huge.
A woman who, I think what he said was, won't tell me how much she weighed, even though I've asked her. And then the last one.
No. But you heard the description of the woman.
She's plump.
A plump Scotch girl.
Yeah, a plump Scotch girl who's not going to keep being plump on 12 ounces.
Not Scottish. Scotch. Plump Scotch girl.
Yeah. And then finally, so there's 2 men, a woman, and then a daughter.
A daughter who's 13.
She's not a woman yet,
So,
but
I mean,
she will be.
But she's a mouth you got to feed, you know?
She is.
And Randy, you have to assume based on the stats of his family, Randy's probably got to be a large man too. So he's upset. He said he has to feed over 600 pounds of men with a 12-ounce roll. So let's keep going.
And a daughter who's 13, and you're going to try to take a 12-ounce roll of sausage and a couple of dozen eggs and feed that. It ain't going to work. And I'm not going to purchase your product anymore or ever again. And as far as your 16-ounce and maple and sage, I don't eat that. I'm not from the north. I'm a Texas man. Jimmy Dean sausage is for Southern people to eat with the breakfast, with the fried eggs and the T-bone steaks.
Now, that's where I want to stop. They're fried eggs and they're T-bone steaks.
Hey, it's for Southern people to eat. He's really imposing like norms, right? He's like, let me explain to you, since you don't seem to get this. All right?
You idiots.
And I would cuss, but I go to church. All right, now.
Oh,
look,
he's going to start cussing in a minute.
it is for Southern people, not Northern people. Now, you put some rosemary in there, that's for Northern people.
Oh, no.
It is for Southern people. Now, wait, lest you think it's for the anytime. Let me explain to you what it's for. It is for breakfast for Southern people, and here's what it has to be served alongside of, and you'll understand why 12 ounces ain't going to cut it.
Yeah, he's got to have eggs and T-bone steaks for breakfast.
You Yankees with your filet mignons.
Dude, I lived 24 years in Alabama. I've never greeted the dawn with a T-bone steak unless I was drunk and they were on sale at the Kroger. Like, if you go into a Kroger and the sun is coming up because you've been drinking all night, then maybe a T-bone steak would enter the equation. That's some Texas shit right there.
Breakfast is crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't see going to a little 12-ounce package to feed 4, 5, 6 people. And I'm not going to buy 2 of those 12-ounce packages just because you want to downsize and charge the same goddamn price. I'd sure like a reply, and I'd sure like you to go back to your 16-ounce package on your regular sausage, because I'm not going to buy it otherwise ever again. I'll just have my own damn sausage made like I used to 30-something years ago. It's not as tasty as yours is, but it'll work.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. He's like, I'll just go back to like it was 30 years ago when it wasn't as tasty as it could have been.
His voice literally quavers. You can hear it.
Because I'm not going to buy it otherwise ever again.
Ever again.
He's breaking up.
He's upset about this development in his breakfast life, which is understandable. If I had been paying attention to the sizes of Jimmy Dean sausage, perhaps I'd be upset. But I guess I'm the problem. Not enough people are paying attention to the real issues here. Randy stands vigilant for all of us.
I think Randy speaks for all of us. If he is not now in the House of Representatives or some other elected official, like, our country is being robbed of the future. Now, let me just say this, all right? Now, I'm from the South, right? My people from South forever. I'm going to say something that probably Randy would think sounds like a Yankee would say.
Uh-huh.
He said he wouldn't mind paying more for a 16-ounce.
Yeah.
Portion, right?
Yes.
But he said he's not buying two
Not
two
buying
cans.
2 because he sees what they're up to. In the parlance of Twitter, hashtag I see you.
Now, if they had...
Randy knows
Wait.
what they're trying to pull, and he ain't going to let them pull a fast one on him.
No. If they had just blatantly charged him more,
Yeah, then
he would have been like, okay.
he'd be like, hey, you know what? Inflation and all, times are tough. Okay, this is tasty sausage.
Did he leave his contact information? Because here's what I was thinking, all right? Maybe now after, maybe he's past it now, right? I mean, I think I broke up with a girlfriend roughly the same time it just came out. And at first it did seem like it's better.
The breakup was breakfast related.
It was, it was all meals. It was basically all day. But it's like maybe he's past it. But if this guy were just to buy 4 cans of it.
Tubes, please.
Sorry, apologies to everyone involved. Just got offended. Jimmy Dean's, Randy.
Tubes.
If he bought 4 of these, it would be the same as the amount of 3 of these. Now, in some ways, you might be like, yeah, but what if it goes bad? I think we've established that it's not going to be in the fridge very long.
It's going to get taken care of by the plump Scotch girl and 600 pounds of men and a daughter who's 13. They're going to annihilate that sausage like the T-1000. Like, they're coming. You can't hide sausage from these people.
I love it when people describe a child as a mouth to feed.
I mean, like, it's true. Ultimately, if you look at the raw numbers, it's kind of what
It's just like, I love this child more than anything.
But it is a hole of money.
But when I look at it and talk to other people, it's just a mouth to feed. Might as well be any mouth. Oh, dude.
Do you see my daughter? You see her new lipstick? That right there, that's the money hole, is what that is.
That is. It's a mouth to feed. It's a mouth to paint. It's a mouth with teeth in it. With crooked teeth, we're gonna have to fix or not. I suspect this guy doesn't fix his family's teeth.
Oh no, I bet they do. I bet Randy. I don't mean to cast aspersions on Randy, but anybody who like really works for a living for real, like comes off of their shift at the factory and falls over dead at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Randy's got time to call the 1-800 number on the back of the
true.
So we're talking, mid-level management here, I'm thinking.
Yeah, also we're talking about a man who has not seen the lean times where he had to cut and start eating the store brand.
No, Jimmy Dean premium.
Jimmy Dean, he's been eating name brand the entire time.
Yeah. Well, so here's the best part of the audio and the most mysterious part, and the reason that some people think that this might be a hoax, but from what I can tell, this is authentic audio. Randy thinks he's hung up the phone, but he hasn't hung up the phone.
Oh, man.
And this leads me to my mid-level management theory about Randy. This is around the time the Bluetooth headset was really coming into chic, right? And what I think is Randy had a Bluetooth headset, which is why you can still hear his voice, and he tried to hang it up, and it didn't hang up. So what you hear is we've heard the actual message that he intended to leave. Now, this is Randy Taylor uncut. This is the coda. This is the end.
Not tasty as yours is, but it'll work. Goodbye. That little 12-ounce goddamn roll of sausage is supposed to feed your brother and me and you 600 pounds of men, at least. You get my point? And the 2 girls, and they put it in that fucking pussy roll of sausage. Son of a bitch. Somebody needs their ass kicked. Some little consumer geekaroid fuck this shit up.
God, dude.
Save money, yeah, save money. So fuck, I'm gonna eat, goddammit.
There it is. Randy Taylor, you're in the Hall of Fame. Not just the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame, the Life Hall of Fame, because that's the best answering machine message that's ever been left.
Let me say a couple things. All right, Randy to this point has been a very sympathetic person, right? Like as a figure, we don't know him, but I sympathize with his plight. Right? He's trying to feed 300 pounds.
And 600 pounds of men,
600
plus
pounds,
you and your sister.
Plus whoever you is.
That's his wife, I presume. The plump Scotch girl.
Well, he's not happy, but let's just put, first of all, if he did have a Bluetooth headphone at this point, do you remember how big they were and how just oblivious to everything you'd have to be to put one of those giant ear clips on?
Right.
At that point, all right, so I want you to imagine a dude in Texas.
With the hat. He's got a big cowboy hat, right?
Wearing like I don't know how you describe it, like a walkie-talkie size ear attachment on the side of his head. And then just walking around, talking like he's a cyborg, but also being mad at you for not understanding he wasn't talking to you. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Secondly, and this is the big one.
Yeah.
This man, Randy, was very respectful when speaking with the Jimmy Dean Sausage Company.
Yeah, he did take the Lord's name once.
It's because you want to downsize and charge the same goddamn price.
But then, when he got off the phone, you could tell that, that's how sacred it was to him, right? You don't cuss in church.
Yeah.
But he turns around and he thinks it's him and his only family. And this dude gets like a sailor.
Really feels.
He's like, you and your fucking sister. And then I just got to say, man, I'm not sure if that makes him more or less sympathetic.
It makes him way more because he's saying... He gets to, in this phone call, the man gets to have his sausage and eat it too. You know what I mean? Because he says it for real, and then he makes it clear that the phone call is over, and then the consumer geekeroid on the other end of the line gets to hear what he really thinks.
So wait, there's why?
That's what he calls the guys. Some consumer geekeroid, save money. I want to eat, goddammit, which we can all relate.
All right, so wait. So there's a conspiracy theory that this isn't real.
Not much of one. I prowled around on the internet before we did this just to make sure. I'm like, I've enjoyed this for so long. I've just assumed it's real. And then I looked around, and from what I can tell, this is legit. This was leaked audio from some call center somewhere. A guy heard this and was like, "This is hilarious."
I was like, this one's going on the internet. When was this posted?
12 years ago.
12 years ago?
12 years ago. So.
Dude, 2007, man, that guy's probably, whoever posted is probably famous right now. We could probably figure out who it is.
Yeah.
By figuring out YouTube stars.
I mean, Randy, certainly dead at this point of congestive heart failure. Let's be real. If he's eating, he says at one point, this is how much this man loves breakfast. He says at one point, he's like, how am I supposed to feed you? And he lists all the people. He goes with that little roll and then a couple of dozen eggs.
And a T-bone steak.
And then previously in the call, he'd said something about a T-bone steak. So you're talking about a family that's consuming at least 16 ounces of sausage, a T-bone steak, and 24 eggs.
Now, here's the thing, though, Rivers, all right?
That man's dead.
There are people that I know that drank and smoked, right?
Yeah, and lived to like 102.
If they could quit drinking, they could quit smoking.
Right.
Maybe this guy stopped. He was just like, you know what, on principle, I'm not buying this Jimmy Dean. And then he was like, the T-bone steak and the 3 dozen eggs in the morning just doesn't cut it anymore. And then he was like, well, I've heard about the Raisin Bran. And then he just starts eating it, and he, maybe he turned his life around.
This is what alcoholics call a moment of clarity.
Maybe it was.
The clouds parted, and he was like, oh my God, I'm eating far too much sausage.
He was like, yeah, and he looked at the can again to be like sad about the 12 ounces, and then he looked at the ingredients.
Yeah.
And he was like,
oh, that's a lot of saturated fats.
Maybe 30 years of this in my body.
Maybe enough's enough. The last thing I wanted to harp on, unless you got something else, is the moment where he says, I don't want maple and sage. I'm not from the north. But sage is in the word sausage. All sausage has sage.
Wait a second, dude. Really?
Yeah.
I'm not okay to say that sounded like I was like, is it really like I don't know how to spell?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, dude. I never even is that
that's
like
what's in it. Yeah. That's like the herbs that they stir into sausage. I mean, for the most part, I think is if you buy sage flavored sausage, you're basically just asking for extra sage. But I'm pretty sure that's what's ground up in sausage.
He just wants saw.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he doesn't know what he wants. I think
he knows what he wants.
I think he thinks he wants not sage, but he's been eating sausage this whole time.
I think he knows what he wants, and I think he knows exactly how much of it he wants. All right. Some people know what they want, but they cannot specify an exact weight and measurements.
Right.
This guy can. Okay. So like, let's not go after him where he's the most solid.
No. I just think that's an interesting side note. I will agree with you. Randy Taylor is. I mean, that's the reason that we love him. He is a guy who knows what he wants. He has a vision for his life that we all want. He knows what breakfast is supposed to look like, and it's supposed to look like 16 ounces of sausage and a tremendous amount of eggs.
Amongst other things,
It's no secret why Jimmy Dean sausage tastes great. Authentic, whole ground spices, not oils or extracts, and it's a taste that you can only get with Jimmy Dean. Only the best. That's the Jimmy Dean way.